Reflection, Chapter 28. The voice sounded like her own, but it didn't come from her thoughts. "Who's there?" Mulan limped to her feet. Glass scattered down from her clothes and hair with a soft rattle. The debris on the ground thinned and wobbled, turning into a watery, silver-colored pool that gushed across the room, healing the mirrors she had broken. In every mirror was a reflection of Mulan. "Look hard at yourself," her reflection said. Mulan looked. She looked at her chapped lips, her unevenly cut black hair, the gashes and bruises on her arms, and her fraying sleeves and dirtied uniform. Which is the real Mulan? The girl in a uniform pretending to be a soldier, or the girl in a dress pretending to be a bride? "Neither," Mulan whispered. "Correct. Both are lies." Mulan flinched. "I'm not a liar." "You are nothing. No matter how hard you try, no one will ever see for who you are." Mulan turned, but another reflection intercepted her. "Your father is right," the mirrors taunted. "Shang is right. They're all right. You'll never be anyone worthwhile. How can you be? You broke Baba's heart when you left, you selfish girl." "I didn't mean to. I didn't think—" "Yes, you didn't think. Just as you didn't think when you ran off to set off the cannon. You got Shang killed. You are the reason he's in the underworld." "I'm going to save him." "No, you aren't." Her reflections laughed. "Why do you think King Yama really let you down here?" Mulan swallowed, holding in the pain from her cuts. "Why? Your deceitful heart, Fa Mulan. King Yama recognized it the moment he saw you. You belong in Daiyu." Mulan's reflection smiled, their faces slowly contorting and twisting, their black hair whitened, skin shriveling and graying like a corpse's. Finally their eyes blinked open, glowing a bright and terrible red. "This is your fate, Mulan. Your next life will be eternity as a demon. What a warrior you'll make for King Yama." Horror washed over her. Mulan gritted her teeth. "If I lose my wager against him, then I have no control over what my fate is. But I have not lost yet. I can still get out of here and bring Captain Li Shang back to the living world." "You can't if you're trapped here. You can't if you die here. Then show me the way out." One of her demonic reflections loomed over the ceiling. "We'll give you a hint, Fa Mulan," she said. "Choose one of us. One of us is your true self. Find her." The mirrors fluttered, shifting until each one became a different portrayal of Mulan. "Each door is a mirror. Only one will take you to the gates. The others will take you to the pit of Daiyu. But be swift. You don't have much time left." The moon appeared above her. The thin crescent was little more than a sliver now. Mulan turned to her task and frowned. The reflections all looked different. In some she wore her father's armor, and in others she was dressed as a girl, carrying a silk fan, her hair tied in an elaborate shinnigan as it had been to see the matchmaker. It was the reflection's face that riveted Mulan's attention. "Which one?" she murmured, stepping into the closest mirror. The girl inside had bloodshot, swollen eyes and sniffled every other beat, but she copied Mulan's gestures and movement like a true reflection. "I am Fa Mulan," the girl said suddenly. She sounded exactly like Mulan, except the sadness and bitterness in her words came from someone who'd lost all hope. "I disguised myself as a boy to fight in the war. In my pursuit of honor and glory, I broke my family's heart." Mulan swallowed. Was this her? How could she tell? "It's true," she said slowly. "I disobeyed my father by going off into the army, but I didn't do it for my own honor or glory. I did it to save him." Was it her imagination, or did the darkness tick deeper into the moon? It was nearly gone. Mulan moved to the next mirror, shaken by her first encounter with her reflection. How would she pick from all these mirrors before time ran out? "No, I am Fa Mulan," said the next reflection. "I ran away from home because I was a failure. I was afraid of facing my parents' disappointment. I was a coward." Was this her? In a way, yes, as much as the first reflection had been her. "I was afraid," Mulan admitted, "but I left home so Baba wouldn't have to. I left home to save him, and myself." The next mirror had a reflection of Mulan in full armor, with blood on her hands. "I am Fa Mulan. Because of me, Captain Li Shang is dying. Because I disobeyed him during battle. He must pay with his life." Mulan balked at how the reflection's words struck her heart, and she fought to give him a calm reply. Yes, Shang followed me because I disobeyed his orders. Because I stole the cannon. I saw a chance to save China, and I took it. He only saved you because you succeeded, said the reflection. Otherwise, he would have let you die. He saved me because because he is brave. Because he is my friend. This wouldn't do. She didn't have time to listen to every reflection. Mulan circled the room, listening to the girls in the mirrors confess their regrets and guilt. I don't deserve to go home. I'm a coward. I can't bear to go home. Baba and Mama will be so angry with me. Mulan had heard all of this before from the villagers and the soldiers. It wouldn't help her there. She needed to wash out the voices to pay attention to her own. Choose me, another reflection implored her. I've always been pretending to be someone I'm not. First, the perfect bride so someone could marry me, then the perfect soldier so I might bring home honor. I need to accept there is no perfect path for me. Her reflection's plea tugged at Mulan's heart. No, that wasn't her. She didn't have those doubts, but they didn't make up who she was. Hurry, Mulan, she muttered to herself. She paced the room, trying to ignore the shaking in her knees, the lightness in her head. Think. What is there to see in my reflection? She wondered. A girl pretending to be someone else? A girl walking off the path that was set for her? Who am I? It was a question she'd asked herself 1,000 times. She'd never been forced to find an answer, but even when she'd left home to join the army as Ping. Yet now everything depended on her answer. She took a deep breath. Did she know any of those girls who were in the mirrors? One had accused her of breaking her family's heart. Another had accused her of being a coward. Did she see herself in any of them? Yes, Mulan whispered. I've tried so hard to hide, to run away from who I didn't want to be. I never stopped to look at my reflection and tell it who I wanted to be. She spread her arms across the room. Her voice echoed from wall to wall. Maybe I didn't go for my father. Maybe what I really wanted to prove was that I could do things right, so when I looked in the mirror, I'd see someone worthwhile. I want to honor my family by being a good daughter, she continued, but I also want the freedom to be myself, to say and do what I think is right, even if that means deviating from the path that is expected of me. For so long I've been scared of what my parents will think when I go home, scared of what my friends in the army would think if they found out I'm a girl. I'm not scared anymore. It doesn't matter if I'm pretending to be Ping or if I'm Mulan. As long as I'm true to myself, then my reflection will show who I really am. Then who are you? The mirrors hissed. Make your choice. Mulan spun, taking in all the mirrors. Make your choice, they whispered. She stopped in the middle of the chamber and paused at the mirror on the ground. Her reflection pooled at her feet like the pond back in the family's garden. And inside, a girl peered back at her. Her reflection's hair was short, but she wore a simple violet robe tied to the waist with a blue sash. At her hip was her father's sword, and tucked in her hair, a blossom from their family's cherry tree. Mulan knelt and lowered her fingers to the glass. It rippled at her touch. This one. This is me. A beat. Are you sure? Asked the girl in the mirror. Yes, said Mulan firmly. It doesn't matter whether I'm a girl dressed like a bride or a girl dressed like a soldier. I know my heart. Mulan flattened her hand against the glass, facing her reflection. Together they said, I am Fa Mulan, a girl who had sacrificed her life to her family and for China. I am a girl who journeyed into the underworld to save her friend from dying. I am a girl who had fought battle after battle to finally recognize herself in the mirror. And now, I do. The mirror beneath cracked, splitting between her feet. Its sides sprang up, engulfing Mulan within a long, winding staircase. She tumbled down 3, 4 steps above her. The mirror was folded back into place, leaving her in the blank darkness. With a deep breath, Mulan arose and began to tread down the murky path of stairs, knowing with each step that she drew closer, either to the pit of the underworld or to her freedom.